the idea that we would paint someone as un-American for exercising a right given to them by our Constitution is unbelievable to me. The right of people to peacefully assemble, to protest in this country, is enshrined in the First Amendment to our Constitution. The First Amendment doesn't say anything about what you can or cannot protest, what kind of protest it can be, as long as it's peaceful. That is an American right. It's a right that men and women have died for. And it is the right of every single American to peacefully protest their government in any way that they see fit, for any reason that they see fit. And that is what, for several years, WNBA star Brittney Griner chose to do. But now, as our fellow American is going on 6 months of imprisonment in a hostile country, there are some Americans who want to hold her protest over her head, who want to hold her protests against her, who want to mock her, who want to suggest that she deserves what's happening to her because she dared to exercise the rights that the Constitution of this country gave her to protest her government, to air grievances against her government. Now, when we talk about Brittney Griner's situation in Russia, there are a few things that are indisputable, and I'll give you these. Brittney Griner broke the law, Russian law. When you go to any country that isn't the United States, you are subject to different laws, and that is the cold, hard truth. She has pled guilty to, as she claims, inadvertently bringing vape cartridges, marijuana vape cartridges, into Russia, into a hostile territory. That was a huge mistake. It is perfectly reasonable to hold the position that, yeah, she broke the law and there's going to be consequences for that. I also don't think it's too far-fetched for people to find it a little bit interesting that someone who protested our country is now asking for our country's help to get her out of jail. You know, and I've seen comments of people saying maybe she'll return to this country and be more appreciative of the rights and the freedoms and the kind of country that she lives in. All of that is fine. That's not what I'm taking issue with. Again, the First Amendment, the amendment that Brittney Griner used to be able to protest her country, is also the amendment that gives you the right to say whatever you want about Brittney Griner's situation in Russia. But again, what I take issue with is the insinuation by some that Brittney Griner has somehow become less American and therefore less worthy of our care and concern about our fellow American because of protests she engaged in against her own country. I can think of very few things more American than that. Do I like it? Do I like kneeling during the national anthem? Do I like people who leave the floor during the national anthem? No, because the national anthem, the flag, respecting the flag, and everything that it stands for, everyone who sacrificed for it, is important to me personally. But do I believe that Brittney Griner has a right to do that? Of course I do. Brittney Griner has been detained in Russia for 6 months. To write that off as, oh, well, she should have known better, without realizing that this is not just about Brittney Griner bringing vape cartridges into Russia. This is about hostile power, a foreign government using an American as leverage against our country. That's all this is about. And by turning on Brittney Griner, by saying good riddance, she hated this country anyway, you are playing right into Russia's hands. You know, I didn't hear comments like this when Otto Warmbier was being held in North Korea. I heard a lot of people who celebrated former President Donald Trump for bringing him home. Although he died a short time later, Donald Trump was able to get him back to this country so his parents could see him one last time. I saw that universally celebrated. And North Korea universally condemned for what they did to Otto Warmbier, who lost his life for what? For stealing some propaganda poster in North Korea? And now you've got Americans who are acting as if they wouldn't care if Brittney Griner rotted in prison in Russia. Acting as if they wouldn't care if Russia kept her there for the rest of her life. Because she's un-American, because she protested America, just about the most American thing that you can do. We should collectively be concerned anytime a hostile nation is imprisoning an American for the purpose of using that American as a pawn. And make no mistake, that is what Russia wants to do. Sure, Brittney Griner, there is some consequence she's going to have to pay for bringing some vape cartridges into that country. She's already been in prison for 6 months, and who knows how much longer. So yes, criticize Brittney Griner for going into Russia in the first place. Criticize Brittney Griner for bringing vape cartridges into Russia. Criticize Brittney Griner for criticizing the United States. But please don't paint her as un-American for exercising a right that is given to us by the Constitution. Because exercising that right makes her every bit as American as you and I. If you like this video, make sure to become an unDivided subscriber to help us grow this mission to give common sense a comeback. You can do that in 2 ways, at patreon.com/undivided, or by becoming a contributor on my Locals community, brandikruse.locals.com. Thank you to the founding sponsor of unDivided, 1530 Mortgage. Visit them at 1530mortgage.com.